It is the 15th of January, 2024. And I'm coming to you live from Stupid Town. And the book is the center of Stupid Town because it is the dumbest James Bond book I've read so far. It is the 10th book. I'm reading them in order, as you may know or may not know. So it just followed Thunderball, which was pretty solid. And either Ian Fleming just decided he wanted to try something drastically different, or he didn't want to write another James Bond book again, and someone was forcing him to. But this book is in three parts. So part one was Girl is in Trouble. Part two is Girl is in Bigger Trouble. And part three is James Bond shows up and everything gets stupid. That's the whole premise of this book. It's not a spy novel. The girl that had been running all over the world got pregnant and had an abortion and had a bad boyfriend. And I would normally say this stuff is spoiler alerts, but you don't want to read this book, so it doesn't matter anyway. Trust me, this is no good. This is the absolute worst book. And after reading the first short story collection called, what was it? For Your Eyes Only? That one only had one good story out of it, but For Your Eyes Only was a real good story, the lead one. The other ones were just kind of okay. So you would think out of like 4 or 5 stories, whatever that was, I think it was five, with only having one really good story out of the batch, that should stay the worst book out of all of them. But this one takes the cake, believe me. So it has to do with a couple random mobsters that the girl got into trouble with, and he just happened to show up, and the ensuing drama or mental standoff between a couple of morons and James Bond was idiotic, unnecessary, and would never have happened. As soon as James Bond showed up, I'll just give you one little example. He basically told the two moron gang guys about his prior Thunderball book and what he did as a spy for MI6. Why would he tell anybody that? It's secret. He wouldn't tell these dumb guys this story. It's like he's sizing them up and letting them know I'm smarter than you guys. And it's clearly the way they spoke and everything that they're a pair of morons and that he wouldn't need to do that. And the real thing about the whole him being in the room with them and cooking food with them in the room, and everybody's got guns and they're having this like quasi intellectual showdown before they actually ever started shooting at each other makes no sense at all. The fact that he asked them to let him have a room for the night in the hotel and they let him while they were doing their bad stuff, trying to do their crime, they would have never let him. Um, why they would have not just started firing guns at each other immediately once they realized he was a cop, that would have happened. So it's just stupid. Don't even waste your time on this book. I have read previously that the books continue to get bad. This may be the snowball that causes the massive avalanche. But it's hard to imagine it getting much worse than this book. So I've got 4 books left. One is another set of short stories. The 3 other ones are novels. So I'm still holding out hope that one of those will be decent. But this one was not. And I'd be real curious to see, again, how it compared to the story of The Spy Who Loved Me, the movie. I'm sure it has nothing to do with it. You can look that up on your own. And when I get to the end of the road, after doing all of these books in order, I'll give a summary and also how I had previously rated the movies. So we watched all the movies in 2011, and I saved my Netflix ratings history when the DVD service went kaput. And I've made a little set of files of how I rated all the books. You know what? And I could just open that up right now and look at it if it doesn't take too long on my computer. So let's look at where Spy Who Loved Me. For Your Eyes Only, Thunderball. Oh, surprisingly, I gave The Spy Who Loved Me 4 stars, which again has to mean it has nothing to do with this book. But you can confirm that on your own or wait until the end of the series. As I've got 4 more books, I'll probably be done by the end of the month, maybe in February. All right, that's my summary. Don't read this book. It sucks.